So today, we're gonna dive into the story of Rickey. He's a mental health advocate whose work is really interesting because it didn't start from a place of having all the answers. Nope, it began with his own personal journey through a whole lot of confusion. It's a story about finding clarity for yourself and then building the tools to help everyone else do the same.
I mean, this quote really says it all, doesn't it? Rickey's story is definitely in that second category, a place I think a lot of us can relate to, where emotions don't really have names and you're not sure which way is up. His whole journey starts with that struggle to just understand.
All right, so let's go back to the beginning. To really get what his work is all about, we first have to understand the environment that shaped him. And the main thing you need to know is that the language for talking about emotions, well, it just wasn't there. Can you imagine growing up where that constant buzzing feeling of stress was just the background noise of life? Feelings like anxiety were there, for sure, but they were never called out, never given a name. It was just something you had to deal with and push through, no questions asked.
And then you've got insecurity, those feelings of self-doubt. They weren't treated as something you could work on. They were seen as a personal flaw, something that was wrong with you. So what did you do? You buried it. You carried it around in silence. And to top it all off, just not knowing how to handle your own thoughts or emotions was seen as a character flaw, as weakness. And that creates this vicious cycle, right? Because how can you ask for help when the very act of being confused is seen as the problem itself? And here's the absolute key takeaway. The issue was never about a lack of intelligence or not trying hard enough. The real missing piece was a framework, a mental structure, a kind of roadmap for making sense of your own internal world. So that realization, it was a complete game changer. That quiet internal struggle started to transform into a very active, very real search for answers, not just for him, but for these big questions that, let's be honest, a lot of us have. This thought right here changed everything. It completely reframes the problem. Suddenly, the focus shifts away from what's wrong with me to what was I never taught. It's not that people are failing, it's that they were never given the instruction manual for their own emotions. So his search for clarity was fueled by these really fundamental questions. He wasn't just trying to fix something in himself. He was trying to get to the root cause of these common human struggles that affect so many people. I mean, why are some people confident? How do you teach a kid to believe in themselves? These are huge questions. Now, this deep dive he was on, it wasn't just going to stay in his head. It had to become something real, something people could actually use. His journey for answers evolved into a mission to create tangible tools to help other people find their way out of the fog. And that's what's so great about his work. It's incredibly practical. Every single thing he creates is a direct answer to a real need. He makes frameworks for worry because our brains need structure when they're spiraling. He creates journals because just the act of writing stuff down is a powerful way to get it out of your head and see it clearly. These aren't just abstract ideas, they're functional, useful tools. And all of this work, this whole philosophy, comes together under one name, Meelevate. This is the banner for his entire mission, and it's built on these 4 pillars you see right here: building confidence, finding clarity, creating structure, and maybe most importantly, fostering a genuine belief in yourself. Okay, we need to pause here for a second, because this next part is super important to understand. Rickey is very, very intentional about his role. He calls himself an advocate, not a therapist, and there's a huge reason for that. This chart lays it out perfectly. On the left, you've got the advocate. Their focus is on awareness and education. It's about building emotional literacy, like the basic ABCs of what you're feeling, and creating structures to prevent problems before they start. Now on the right, you have the vital role of a clinician, which is all about diagnosis, treatment, and professional care. Rickey's work is designed to build that foundation, to give people the skills before they're in a crisis. So the whole point is to get ahead of the problem, right? It's about building emotional resilience and self-awareness as a basic life skill, kind of like learning how to read or manage money. His work is meant to fill that massive gap where most of us get no formal training at all, so that hopefully less healing is required later on. And this all leads us to the real heart of his message. It's not just about understanding his story. It's about giving people the perspective and the tools to start rewriting their own. This 4-step philosophy is just so powerful because it completely takes shame out of the equation. Let's walk through it. Number 1, you are not broken. Say it again, you are not broken. Number 2, you were simply not given the right tools. It's not your fault. 3, and this is the best part, those tools can absolutely be learned at any age. And finally, number 4, once you have them, that clarity, it changes everything.
And that's why so many people connect with what he's saying. He's not talking down from some ivory tower. He's speaking from experience. He gets what it's like to grow up without that structure. He understands what it means to learn how to survive long before you ever learn how to feel stable. He's talking to every person who was ever told to just figure it out on their own. So, we're gonna end it right here with this question for you. Rickey's journey is proof that clarity is possible, that you can learn new skills, that you can change the narrative. The only question left is, what tools will you use to start rewriting your story?